You know what? It's safe to say that 2017 was a year where the world was able to progress forward into the emerging technologies of the future, and when you take all that and focus it on the animation industry, sure. Basically what I want to do in this video is recollect on what's happened in the world of cartoons this year and see if it was really any better than 2016. And really, no better place to start is with the individual networks. So on Nickelodeon's part, the Fairly Odd Parents finally saw a glimpse of death being moved to Nicktoons network, which yeah, was inevitable, but also surprising, seeing that's a show that's been on the main channel for like 16 years. But I really don't feel bad. Who watches the Fairly Odd Parents anymore? And believe it or not, this wasn't the only show Nickelodeon did this to. The same thing happened to Harvey Beaks, which led to the creator getting in some trouble. C.H. Greenblatt, also the creator of Chowder, found out that Harvey Beaks was being moved via Twitter, very unprofessional on Nickelodeon's part. After finding that out, he then went online to vent out his disappointment with the network, which got him in trouble with Nick. Basically, they forced him to type a formal apology, regardless of whose fault it was, and it was just a big fiasco. Now, if you're woke in terms of animation news, you know this actually happened last year, but Harvey Beaks is still airing on Nicktoons, so I thought I'd mention it. Another show that fell victim to this was Bunsen is a Beast, which I talked about in my other video from April. Let's take back everything I said about it then. The show sucks. For obvious reasons, it was moved to Nicktoons. Now, aside from Nicktoons shenanigans, Welcome to the Wind came out, which is an alright show. SpongeBob and the Loud House got their respective 10th and 2nd seasons, with SpongeBob seeing a pretty nice quality boost. Like, a lot of the new episodes are actually really good and funny. Hey Arnold got its proper ending with the Jungle movie last month. I really enjoyed it and like the trend of Nickelodeon doing old stuff. They can certainly do it better than Cartoon Network, and speaking of old, a Rocko's Modern Life TV movie was announced at Comic-Con this summer. So to patch up everything for Nick, they took a dub this year. Not only did they have a huge ratings boost, but they're also starting to show consistency and quality, and I'm excited to see what they do next year. Cartoon Network was a little, for lack of a better word, not good. For the positive, however, regular show ended on a high note. It didn't end due to ratings, but because JT Quintel was satisfied with the story he had to tell and was finished. If I was him, I'd be glad. So I'm not going to spoil it yet for those who haven't seen it, but it's a really nice ending, and I'm happy to know the show ended with the right intentions. The same can be said for Samurai Jack. That came back this year too and continued the story they left off on, with 10 episodes focusing on finishing the plot started back in 2001. Also, Uncle Grandpa ended. I'm gonna throw it out there and say that it wasn't awful, more of a show to watch when nothing's on. OKKO premiered this year, and despite low ratings, I really enjoy it. I like the art style and the chill vibe the show gives off with its comedy and references to cartoons, anime, and video games. I really wish it was shown more love, because I really think it could be something if given the chance. Ben 10 Reboot also came out. I'm also not gonna say this show is awful. It's bad, but it's not awful. Cartoon Network, that's pretty much all. Now look, I would talk about that one show we all know, but I don't really want to get into it. I'll just say that scheduling on Cartoon Network was worse than ever this year, resulting in a huge decline of ratings with lots of people abandoning the channel, including me. And if they haven't learned anything, this entire Christmas week is nothing but that one show. Like, they haven't even showed that one stupid Grandma Run Over Reindeer movie. They show that every year. It's like the first time since like 2001 it hasn't been on. So all those shows like OKKO premiered, they just don't give attention to any of it and only focus on their one popular show, which then makes you think, what's the point of having new cartoons and reruns of older ones like Adventure Time when they're never on? You might as well just not create anything new if it's never going to be on. Overall, Cartoon Network was an L this year, and I can only pray that next year is the slightest bit better. Finally, we go to Disney, which I barely ever watch. It's not even that it's bad. I just always watched Nick and Cartoon Network ever since I was younger. Like, all I've ever used Disney for is for their 2000s cartoons like Proud Family, American Dragon, their newer stuff like Phineas and Ferb and Gravity Falls. So going into Disney this year, they made Tangled, Big Hero 6, and Hotel Transylvania shows, which I can't really say much about because I haven't seen any of them. I don't even feel entitled to talk about Disney outside of DuckTales, which I know is really good. The show is funny and interesting, probably my favorite cartoon art style I've seen this year, so I can give it that. And that's pretty much all I have to say. Disney for me was null. I can't really say a lot because I didn't see a lot. In general, I'd say that this year was just about on par with last year, maybe slightly better, and we can hope that 2018 is better with new shows like Glitch Text, Craig of the Creek, and Apple and Onion. I also know I didn't talk about movies or adult animation, and that was only because I really planned to talk about just the 3 kids networks, so if there's anything you guys feel to add, be my guest in the comments. Overall, that's all I really wanted to say, so I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope y'all have a great holiday season. I'm Dante, and I'm signing out. Peace.